Continuing entry of Vatranut, being easygoing. So he said you should not be kamtzan, you should not be cheap, you should not be stingy when it comes to mitzvot. But there is a place that a person should be stingy, and that is when he says when it comes to his friend's money. When it comes to his friend's money, he should not go and assume that his friend wants to spend. And say, yeah, my friend would let me, my friend would permit me, he wouldn't mind, he sent me to go buy, I should buy the most expensive one, and then I should go and charge him the most. Rather, a person should try to, if he would be his friend, what would his friend want? And what his friend want? There's a mitzvah of v'ahavta l'recha kamocha, he says. There's a mitzvah to love your friend like yourself, but there's no mitzvah livazvez l'recha kamocha. There's no mitzvah to spend for your friend like yourself. You don't know if your friend wants to spend like you, so therefore you cannot go into his pockets. You have to ask him, you have to make sure to be more on the stingy side when it comes to your friend's money. He says, but a person has to be easygoing specifically with money where? He says, b'bayit, dom. In this house, he should be lavish and giving. V'gzerat ya'alom li'inyan ha'shalom. If you want a diamond rule when it comes to shalom bayit, is the easygoing with the money. He says, "Matov vartanut lechol asher ito mesim shalom ben adam lechavero ben ish leishto mevriach ktata ve'eva." It throws away any fighting or any hatred in the house when you're not so meticulous with the spending. He says, "V'gam atan adam yachiv lo." He says, Hashem will give you more. And b'zchut the shalom bayit, you will have nothing lacking and no bad decrees come to your house. He says, but it's very bad that what? People who are stingy in the house leads to a lot of fighting. And it ends up being, you'll do worse. People will need money in your house, they'll end up lying to you and taking behind the scenes. You know, he goes to his mom, Ima, shh, can you give me $100? Don't tell Abba, shh. Abba's going to get upset. And they're going to start hiding things from you, God forbid, if you're not upfront and understandable when it comes to talking about money. People, God forbid, disrespect you, and people will push you away and not be want to be around you. So therefore, he says the person has to know. The Yushalmi says, some people, they do chesed in the street, and they do chesed at home. Some people, they're very, very giving to others, it's tzedakah, but in their house, no, you don't need this. This, you don't need. This, you don't need. What do you mean? This is Amazon, the cheapest one on Amazon. We need this for the house. No, ninanda. But for the people who come asking for tzedakah, yeah, go and buy yourself this, go and buy yourself that, go, don't worry, take. He's very giving, does chesed outside. His friend calls him, listen, can you help me? I'm moving. Can you go and schlep with me? Yeah, I'm there, don't worry. He goes, he runs. His wife asks him to bring one box from downstairs. No, I don't move boxes in my house. No, I don't do chesed. This is your job. This is your responsibility. This is your department. But he goes, he does chesed with other people, doesn't do chesed with his own wife. He says, not right. Therefore, he should do first what? Yushalmi says opposite. He should go and make sure they have what they need, and then other people have what they need. He's kehem ki chayehem kudmin. Their life comes first. But this is talking about the basic necessities of the family. Doesn't mean you have to go and give them crazy food and go and give them expensive drinks, malbushe rikma, they have to have the finest clothing. You don't have to do all those things. Those are not a must. He says, sometimes with money you can be over bal tashchit. You can throw away the money on useless things, and you could have used it for something more productive. There is a concept of not wasting. And he says, first also we have to know, we have to stay away from what? From spending on things that we could have spent on tzedakah. He says, for example, a person, sometimes Yerushalmi says, she'amitzamtzem b'tzotav tanugod melachim ad sheriba v'kibetz honra b'minyan beit hamikdash. He says, the Shami says that people, the David HaMelech, he used to save, even though he was the king, he would save from his luxury over here, he would save from his luxury over there, and he would save money for what? To have money to build the Beit HaMikdash. So you see that even King David, he was a king, he held himself back from certain luxuries in order to save for the Beit HaMikdash, and we should learn from this, that therefore a person wants to give tzedakah, but Rabbi, I can't tzedakah. Why do you have to build yourself moldings on moldings? Maybe these moldings on moldings, you could have used this money for somebody else. We said many times the story of the Chafetz Chaim. He used to go to the rich guy's house, and he says, you see this curtain? This curtain is 3,000 yeshiva boys. He says, what is this 3,000 yeshiva? He says, yes, this curtain costs XYZ. It could have supported 3,000 yeshiva boys for a couple months. So he used to see in a house, he used to see everywhere he go how much each thing is worth in value of Torah. A person has to realize that when he goes and he spends, did he really need this? Could he use this? This is the best thing you use this money for? There's no way you could have given tzedakah. There's no way you could have used this for something else. If yes, you're right, this is the best thing to do with it, do it. You're right, go do it. But if you're just doing it because I have money, why not? Why can I enjoy my money? You can enjoy your money, but what about tzedakah? What about other people? I know a guy, he used to wear fancy watches. He doesn't wear fancy watches anymore. I said, why? He says, I went to some place. I saw how people lived. I said, how could I wear a watch like this on my wrist and people are living like this? I can't. It hurts my heart. I can't. How can I be living this lifestyle and people don't even have basic necessities? Therefore, he got rid of his watches. He doesn't wear them anymore, and he gives crazy amount of tzedakah. And he says, how can I go and not share the wealth? Why did Hashem give it to me? So therefore, a person has to ask himself, am I really doing the best thing I can do with my money? And